Hello, it's June 14th, Flag Day. Happy Flag Day. I'm on the water today. Had a bit of a spinnerbait bite this morning. The wind's been kind of stiff. I wanted to take a break in the action this afternoon to do sort of an update, review, and quick tour of my new boat, Lund 1875 Pro V Bass. I've had it now for almost a month. I think I've been out in it like 10 times. I haven't been in anything very sloppy, but challenging. Stuff that I'm glad I can fish in comfortably. Everything about the boat is what I had hoped, and it has exceeded my expectations in many capacities. The ride is killer. The fishability, the storage, just for one person and for two. I'm very happy with my decision. The Lund support from the dealership that I bought it from, Maple Bay Marine, was fantastic, and continues to be so, and I don't expect it to change. And so, without further ado, let's start up at the bow and we'll work our way back. The bow is rather spacious. There's tons of storage and nice. I went with the Fortrex 112. I'm really glad I went with the 112 and the 62-inch shaft. The freeboard on the boat is pretty high. Makes casting and visibility down into the water excellent, and it keeps you dry because you're up off the water. So that's a killer deal. I got the Humminbird Helix 10 SI GPS. Flush mounted right there at the little command station. There's a tool caddy cup holder slash the plug for the trolling motor and the outboard motor trim right here, which is very convenient. I also went with the Talon foot remote control. I can work both of the Talons, which were game changers, and I'll talk about those when we get back there. I can work them individually or simultaneously, both up and down. Foot pedal, gotta have the cool foot. Alright, so as far as storage, this first compartment, I've got terminal gear, tools, markers, lure retriever, all my hooks, weights, spare leaders, scents, and there's plenty of room. That compartment goes up underneath where the Talon foot control is. On the other side, I've got my cover, which I'm really glad I bought. And that is a huge boat cover that covers this entire almost 19-foot long boat, and it fits very comfortably along with the poles that go with it, very comfortably in the space. And once again, the space goes all the way up forward to where the Humminbird is. Next compartment is gigantic. I can get in this and close it. There's one on each side. Holy smokes, Bass Resources. What's up with that? Got my Fraybill. This is my one of my two bike seats. I only use it if it's too rough to stand up there. I just plunk my butt down on it and fish. Little trash receptacle. My nav lights are mounted here on the inboard bulkhead. Got some baits back there and some spinner baits. Huge space. I haven't even come close to utilizing all that yet, but that serves my needs, and I'm glad I have it. The other side, rain gear, life jackets, foul weather gear, huge space. Very convenient. There's no jamming anything in there. You can see everything. You can see what you need and just grab it. Boga. Working aft into the vinyl deck cockpit area. Start over here on the port side. I've got my Humminbird external GPS heading marker. Great add-on. I really like it. Gives me instantaneous heading direction, especially at night and looking for waypoints and marks and structure. It's good to have. I went with the optional removable passenger console. Really glad I went with this. First and foremost, you get tons of extra storage. This glove box compartment type space is huge. I've got all my paperwork, first aid kit, sunglasses, wallet, whatever, suntan lotion. I mean, it's a good place, dry spot, convenient, access easy right here for when you're in this area. Over here on the port side, there's a little storage. I keep my mooring lines there so that they dry. I don't really use them. I just use the Talon. This is a cooler. Very convenient. Whoop, click bar. This is also the step to step up onto the forward deck. And I could see myself after just a couple of weeks fishing in the boat that I was going to be utilizing this step quite a bit. And so rather than wearing out the carpet that's on it, I had some old car mats from your GTO, and I trimmed one up and put some double-sided tape on it and stuck it there so that I don't wear that out. I'll rather wear out the mat, and when I do, I'll just put another mat on it. I've got the bump stick, the old Lund 33-inch multi-species bump stick. Got to have a bump stick. Now to the command center here. The Humminbird, same unit, flush mounted. I've got the Mercury Smartcraft gauge upgrade. Glad I got it. It gives you tons of warnings regarding how the motor is conducting itself, and anything early in that area is good for me. Dynamite live well. It has a master switch, which I like. Once you turn this off, everything's off except the trolling motor and the tilt on the motor. Everything else is off. You can't leave anything on by your batteries. I've got two individual remotes for the two Talons, so when I can drop them at any point. So I can drop them from the bow with the foot control. I can drop them with these two controls, and I can actually drop and raise them with right at the unit itself. And there's two more remotes that I carry around my neck when I go back and forth to the vehicle. There's a 12-volt DC plug that I use to keep my phone from croaking, and I had them. This is the battery charger receptacle for the Dual Pro. They ran the cord on the inside, and all I do is plug my extension cord right there. Very, very, very convenient. Fuse box, couple of drink holders, kill switch, side jacket, very comfy seats. I've got the C-Star tilt steering wheel. Very nice. One of the things I collected here, excuse me, rod locker. Gigantic rod locker. 15 rods up to 9 feet. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because I'm a crazy person like many, and I'd put 40 rods in there if it held it, but 15 is sufficient, and you can double up if you need to. Underneath there is the three 31 Optimax batteries, and I don't know if you can see it, but the Dual Pro 4-bank charger. So I'm throwing juice to the cranking battery as well. Nice. All right, going back to the stern area. These seats, there is storage under the seats. Very handy. Hold the seat down, lift it up. Drop your life jacket. Underneath, this will hold whatever you want. I've got more lures, like I need those. Very convenient. The back of this seat, just like this step, is a step. So when you're stepping here to the back deck, they put a vinyl on the back of the seat and reinforced it, which is good, but I can see that getting worn out, or maybe when it's wet, maybe even a little slippery. So I used the hardware that was part of the unit already, and I incorporated a mat in there just to keep it from getting worn out. And perhaps one of my favorite, next to the Talons, features is the pop-up tackle system. Very cool. It opens exactly like the any other compartment on the boat, except it lifts straight up. You can see the mechanism there, and it holds 9 3700 boxes, or if you use the thinner ones, like this is a thinner style box, you can get 3 rows of 4, so that makes 12. Like, there's not enough storage on the boat already, but that's really convenient. And the cool factor is kind of in there too. I'm using it. I've got the majority of the baits that I'm using routinely. This is where I keep them, and I change them out each trip, and I imagine I'll do it each season. I put a little rope handle on the top of this to lift it up, because it's not that it's super heavy, but it's certainly not the same as raising just a lid, because you're raising all these baits. It's on a sort of a lift assisted mechanism. It does help once you pop it up, and it slows it down when you close it, but this is definitely a lot easier to deal with. And then you just push it down, close it up. Killer. Live well. Wish it got more use. It's a divided live well. I don't have the divider in it right now. It's got an automatic mode and a recirculating pump and a plug to empty it. There's 2 spaces on each side of the live well in the pop-up tackle system. And I use this for the majority of my soft baits. And on this side there's swim baits, and this is the small plastics on this side. On the other side, big plastics, flipping, punching, big lobsters. Got some swim baits. I've got the plastics individually labeled. They sit in a milk crate. They seem to stay there quite nicely. I don't end up chasing them around after we get wherever we're going at warp speed. The compartment back here is maintenance area, I guess I'll call it. Toolbox, flashlight, fuel treatment, anchor, extra oil, dude wipes. Gotta have dude wipes. Blocked and a prop wrench, which I hope I never ever have to use. And then on the other side is the cranking battery and the oil reservoir. Just a 31 battery. The boat comes, if you don't ask them for anything special, they'll give you a 24, which fits in there quite easily. The 31 didn't fit where it's supposed to. The battery was supposed to be in here, and the oil fill was where the battery is. I wanted the big batteries, so they switched their position, rewired the whole thing, and made me a nice holder for the battery. So, I mean, it makes sense. That's the battery that runs the talons all day, and both of the electronics, the live well. I mean, all of that gets fired up by that one battery. So I wanted it to be big. And then the game changer, the talons, the twin talons, game changer. Being able to stop in 8 to 10, 11 feet of water on a dime in some pretty stiff wind and fish without doing the one-legged trolling motor dance is nice. Yep, they didn't give them away, but when you stop and you start whacking some smallies on a windy point on a spinnerbait like I did this morning, I'm not thinking about how much they cost. I can't even imagine not having them. After only fishing 10 trips with this boat, if all of a sudden they disappeared, it would change the way and where and how and when I fish. And that's why I call them the game changer. And then we got the Optimax 200 HP. It's a beast. You know, it drinks a little bit of gas, I guess. If you fly around at Mach factor 9, sorry about the road noise, it's the only place I could get a lead. If you fly around, it drinks gas. If you get up on plane and you just kind of cruise, it does fine. I put gas in it once. So, there you go. And so that's the Lund 1875 Pro V Bass. I'm sure my cinematic skills were making everybody nauseous, and I'll apologize. apologize for that. If you're in the market for a boat and you're looking for something that's a bass boat, but you need something a little bit more, I'll recommend this. One of the other things that I didn't talk about, and there's probably a few because this is off the cuff, this, like all boats, has something called a sports track system that runs here, and it's also on the other side of the gunnel, and it's where the cover snaps in. It's really convenient, very cool, very easy on and off, and I hate when the snaps pull out of the canvas, which makes me crazy, and this is a non-issue with this boat. The other thing that they did with the sport track system is it's inside the compartments. The sport track system is inside the compartments, so there are things that you can get extras, like this is actually supposed to be a tool pouch or something, but I'm using it for scents and little KVD spray, and you can hang stuff in every compartment, you know, fenders, whatever. There's all kinds of options that you can get, Lund options that manage that. It's very nice. It's a good option. The other thing is these channels are raised and work overtime to keep water from getting into these spaces. I haven't had water up on the deck yet, and I hope it's a while before that actually happens. I probably shouldn't be out there if that happens. So now I'll say, that's the Lund 1875 Pro V bass. I hope this wasn't too long and boring, and I'm kind of surprised that the battery lasted this long because I've been running it this morning. And there you go. Good talking to you.